Hello everyone, my name is Avas and I am an environment artist at Epic Games. In today's video, I am going to show you the newly released vegetation plugin that comes with a UE 5.7 preview version. It's called Procedural Vegetation Editor. It's the first step towards creating the vegetation within the UE itself. So here, let me show you how you can enable the plugin and how we can create or alter the current vegetation that is available right now. So let me go to the plugin window and write the vegetation there, and you can see it's already enabled, but when you do that it will ask you to restart the Unreal Engine. So after restarting it, you will see that it will be enabled, and you can confirm that by right clicking in the content browser and going to the foliage, and you see that the procedural vegetation editor is there. So, and one more thing you can do right now, that I have opened the AssetZoo Map that comes with the plugin itself. So, so you can look at how these PCG volumes are set up there and what are they offering in plugin right now. So you can navigate to it by going into engine content. But for now, if you can't see the engine here, you can click on the setting and click on the plugin and engine content folder. Make sure they are checked. So I can search on the vegetation there, and we can see we have a two vegetation editor. I will go to the first one, or maybe you can right click on it and add to the favorite so you don't have to go each time. And right click on and left click on it, and we have two things. I'm going to sample assets and into maps and AssetZoo, which is currently open right now. So here we have the PCG volume and all these trees that comes with it. We can also open it, and one more. Then other thing we can do right now is just going to the foliage and going to the fall vegetation, procedural vegetation, and click on it. And after clicking, we have four presets right now available. It's quite limited for now because this is the first version that is available in UE. But in future, we will be able to create all the kind of vegetation from scratch. But currently, we can alter and edit these versions. And for the testing and overview of the plugin, I will choose the beach one and create one. I can give it a name PVE, short form of the Procedural Vegetation Editor, and can 301. So let me open it by entering it. So here is our first look of the plugin, and there is left side. You can see the 3D viewport. You can go and check how this tree is built in it, and on the right side there PCG graph. It shows the skeleton presets that it comes with. It has four presets right now, from 1 to 4. You can change the presets by going here, and you can choose a common hazel. It will be changed here, or you can do a normal maple or European beach. So I'm doing that on beach one for now, and as you can see, we have three or maybe I think four graphs already set up for us to have a look. So if we click on it, so we have two types of nodes right now, input and output nodes, and the special one, these will be used to populate and alter and edit the tree. So let me plug that one in the one. So let me click on the first node, that is carve node. As in the name is suggests, it will carve the tree. So if I increase the value of the carve, it will reduce the tree from the upper side, as you can see, and it is trimming the tree right now. And there's I think four modes right now here. You can explore them by yourself, or let me go from the bottom. It will, if I just reset the value to 0, it and now I carve the tree, it will just trim the main trunk of it, and you can carve it right now. So let me go and a little bit carving, not so much. And you can also access these one here, but they're already set up, so no need of that. So the next tree nowadays, the gravity one, as the name suggests, it will affect the tree. Gravity will affect the tree, and if increase the gravity, it will affect the skeleton. And there's another mode of gravity right now, the phototropic. It is like a it affects through the light. Right? Let me show you how. Right now, for example, there is a you can imagine there's a light on the top of this head, or you can say sky. If I increase the gravity right now, it will move towards the sky or the light. It's not a light that is in this editor right now, but an imaginary light that comes from the top. So if I increase it, it will go towards them. You can say it's like an opposite of gravity, but it's a photo based. So it uses algorithm that was used to create the skeleton. So it will go towards that light one. And you can also see there's an angle correction and phototropic bias option. And bias is, I mean, the zero is right now, the current value is zero, which is indicates it going towards the light. And if we increase this value, it will go towards the shadow right now. So it will be going spread horizontally. So like you can say, so if I also reduce this phototropic value, it will not go towards the top of it. And you can play with it right now. It's a little bit maybe complex to you, but for now we will have to go to the gravity one, and you can see it affects the whole skeleton of the tree. You can even go in one direction like this, so hanging kind of tree to one direction. And angle correction is the one it try to retain the main shape of the tree. Or you can also see the tooltips that shows what this function do and this field do. So I can you can play with it. And currently I'm just having a little, or maybe not directional, so just a little bit gravity affecting it. So, and the next one is a scale node, can be used to overall increase the scale of the tree or just reduce the tree. It's doing nothing fancy. You can also see the mannequin here. I just enable it here. And the next one is the remove branches. It will use 4 methods, or I think 5 ones, to remove the branches from the skeleton. You can play with it. Just increase this threshold so it will affect or remove the branches that in the shadow and not having a full light of it. And there is a radius one. Let me go 0. It will affect on the radius of the branches, or it's same like age and generation. You can increase the threshold. It will remove the age wise and generation. If I increase a little bit, it will kill the branches or delete the branches that are the maximum generation. Right now I think it's 5 or 4, so it will kill the most youngest generation. So you can play with it and remove the branches if you need. So let me go from a little bit back. So I think, and then currently this is a skeleton, so there's no meshing is right now. And for the meshing you have to plug the mesh builder node into it, and it will create a mesh. And you can also see the mesh by going into gray wireframe mode, or you can also hide the background so it can clearly be a little better. So let me uh, graphic headquarter and gray ambient maybe. Nope, gray wireframe. Yep, now it looks a little bit better. So let me have open the settings of it. It has material setting. I'm not going one by one right now, and I will try to record another video where I will go on each node separately, so you will have a better understanding of what each function do. And wow, oh my god, what's it doing right now? So it's currently experimental. Maybe you can encounter some bugs and crashes. So let me think go for the epic headquarter one. So in mesh builder you have the mesh setting, plant profile setting, and displacement setting. I will only go for right now the mesh setting. If we click on the ambient one, and also add the background. So if I just reduce the total maximum division, right now 34 is quite high, 20 to 32. So if I reduce it to 8, so you can see that the cylindrical divisions are quite low now. And you can also see the tooltips, as I mentioned earlier. Shorter segment length, it will also remove the unnecessary or polygon. If I use 0.05, 0.075, it will reduce poly count quite extensively. So you can also play with these settings and check how these are affecting. Currently this point one is not affecting at all. Segment reduction, and I think it should be work, but not right now is doing anything. Maybe I don't know, it should work. Maybe some kind of experimental, so that's how it's not working right now. So let me do 1.1 and the longest segment 0.2. So now a little bit more polygon has been reduced. So, and for now you can see it's quite heavily optimized. So let me go to the next one. It's called the bounce reduction, where it creates the bounce to scan and rig the tree that will use to dynamic wind. And this thing is quite performant because previously Nanite meshes use the WPO winds world position offset that was not so performant, and but this method is quite performant one, and you can reduce and increase the bone. If I reduce the strength, it will increase the bone because it's a reduction strength. If I increase the strength, it will reduce the number of bones. Less bone, it will be, I think, more performant. So I think it's quite good right now. Oh no, it's so maybe it'll be a little bit less looking good wind animation there. So let me go for a little bit less and less harsh on this one. So, so it's not that much technical right now. So next now is a foliage palette. It will load the foliage branches. Let me go to the well, it will load the foliage branches. Currently these two are the instances that are populating here on the tree. So this is called that's why it's called the nanite assembly, because it's only taking two branches. Previously all the tree was a single mesh and it's quite heavy on the disk size, but currently it's only taking two these branches and populating, so it's instancing on the branch whole tree, and it's quite performant in that way. And that's the next gen kind of thing in the foliage that Epic is trying to achieve right now. And currently we can totally remove them from here, or no, discard. We can load our own custom branches here. Let me show you and go to the Control Z, and where these are coming from. These are available here in the plugins, like I said. In these are these branches. So let me put drag and drop here and see. These are the populating on that one. So these are all the instances that are coming here. So let me go into the next node. That is the foliage distributor. As its name suggests, it distributes the foliage onto the tree, like how we can distribute them on the tree itself. Previously, we are just loading the meshes and branches, not populating the data on the tree. So in this one, foliage distributor, the first setting is called ethylene threshold. It's a hormone in the tree, and if the tree has more ethylene, it will shed the branches, and if ethylene is a little bit less in it, and it will try to retain the branches on the tree. So I think for the user, I think it should call branch density, something like that. So a little bit less technical, or the person who don't know what how and this will work. So if I just reduce the branches threshold, it will try it will shed more branches because we are reducing the threshold, and so like that we can achieve this kind of look. So we have a bare branches at bottom and a little lush on the top. So if I just introduce more of it, it will kill more of the branches, and if I touch zero, it will totally remove all the branches. So I will try to have this kind of look where the bottom part is let less foliage into it. So yep, it's kind of like that black look. I like that. And you can have all other setting, but I will not go right now. You can override all settings here and try to increase the scale of it and play with it, but I will not go into that because just an over video. It's quite extensive setting here, but a little bit technical too. So I will prefer to have a little less technical here as a user point of view. So I hope it will be a better user experience in the next versions. And quite right now, all overall setting is done for this tree. And one more good thing is that we can go in every step because the node based, so we can just adjust this one setting, and it will and reflects in all of the settings here if we click on this one. So I don't have to manually readjust the settings. So now the final part is the how to create export. In this one, I just have to select the path where it should go. So it can go in the content, and the name is manual. The mesh name is SK or PaintBase01, and if it kind of mesh skeleton or static, we need a skeleton mesh to have the rigs and everything, and voxelize that one. So but I think there should be an export button here, not on the top. So a little bit confusing for me or as a user. So let me export that thing, export it, and it should say beach one because right now I'm currently on beach one, not in beach two. So it kind of a little bit feedback from my side, and I'm going to select the beach one and export. It will take a little bit time because it's a little bit heavy, I think, or maybe I just reduced the mesh, so will not take that much time. Early version of it is quite first baby step into the direction where you will not any external tool to create vegetation, and you don't have to buy a subscription or split tree kind of tool to create a vegetation. You can able to create the tree vegetation, or I think all kind of vegetation in the future. And there currently we are only altered the current trees or presets, but in the future we will be able to have some kind of tree functionality where we can create the tree from scratch. So one thing that I forgot to mention earlier, you can't plug this one up to the mesh building or monodirection. So these can be put before all the mesh building happen. So if I try to add, for example, have to spatial gravity, and if try to plug this one into here, it will not do anything. So it should have these kind of node yellow colored one for the mesh building. And one more thing we can do right now after removing the branches, we can also do gravity step here also. So it will can work like that too. So if I increase the gravity, it will do that thing. And we can also add more node here on a carbon. We can carve that right now. So we can do something like this too. So that's the beauty of having the nodes, but we can't plug that nodes after the mesh building right now. But I think in the future we should have a functionality where we can do that. Like this tree, we can see the whole tree with the foliage and also can do editing. For example, we can see this one and try to have gravity, but the foliage is on. But we cannot do right now, or maybe I think I don't know how to do that. But I think we can do it. Maybe is there a way? Let me check. Debug. And can we do that? No. No, there's no way I think right now. We can't freeze the selection on this one. Inspect, enable, maybe. No, no, don't that thing. So just back to the export thing. So let me see let me save it, close it, and go into the content folder. If you can't see that here because I added in the favorites, you can go in the all and use the content here. Now there is a tree and skeleton here. Let me delete this one. So this is the one that we created, and currently that's how it looks now. It's pretty good. We can all get this tree from just a simple tree. I think that was simple one. We just got a tree, and I think this was the basic one that we just adjusted, and it's now become like this. So it's quite a good tool, and it is a very right direction right now. And one more thing, I will show you how it affects the wind. So let me delete this one. Currently, the wind is not affecting this one, as you can see, but it is affecting these PCG volumes that trees lives in it. So let me show you how we can set up a wind for this one. So let me delete this one for now. And for now, I have to go to content. And for now, I have to add the actor. It will be here. And from the actor, I have to add the skinned, instant skinned mesh. And for that, what is the skeletal mesh where I'm going to try to animate is the beach one. And what animation in animation I have to select the uh, this transform provider that comes with the plugin. Yes, I have to put that here, but currently I can't see my tree that I just created. For that, I have to go into the right on the instance. I have the one instance that I just created. So right now, as you can see, we can have a very good wind here right now. It's not quite good right now, but it's just a bit funky here. Maybe the less bones I have, but right now in the plugins and the material folder, I have a blueprint. I just drag and drop here. You can adjust the wind speed and strength here. If I just 10, it will be affecting more like this. You can even rotate and all kind of stuff with it. You can increase the or decrease the health, so it will a little bit less healthy kind of tree. It will change the texture color, and you can also change the season strength, which will be a little bit like yellowish tree and autumn look of it, spring look of it. You can get a very beautiful looking trees. So this is pretty much it for this one, and I hope you will be able to create some or alter the existing tree right now. And don't you worry, I think we will have a better and more functionality in the future, but it's just a very, very first step in the right direction. So don't you worry and have fun with it. And I hope you will like this video. So currently I'm sign off. Thank you so much. Bye bye.